The second stitch I'm going to teach you is called the back stitch. The back stitch looks like a front line on the front as well as the back of your sampler. As always, you're going to come through the back of your sampler, which is the side without no lines. The side with the lines is the good side and the side that's going to be graded. I'm going to choose one of the middle lines on the top of my sampler. I'm going to come through the back, and you always start with one running stitch. So there's one running stitch. Remember, small even stitches. And then I'm going to come up ahead about the same length of my first stitch. And then you're going to pull it. So they call the back stitch because you go back to the last stitch. I'm going to turn this. I hope you're going to be able to see this. And I go back to, not to the front of it, I go back to my last stitch. I actually go right through where it ended and pull. So again, I'm going to come up from the back about the same length as my last stitch, whoops, and pull. Back to my last stitch, and then come up ahead. As you can see, it's starting to look like a straight line on the front, and in one moment I'm going to show you the back side. So it's looking like a straight line on the front, and you turn it around and it looks like a straight line on the back. So I'm going to continue. Come up on the front, go back towards the back. Up, down. So the piece of thread that I knotted and threaded is not going to make it to the end of your sampler line. It's not going to make it all the way to the end. So you need to know in class, again, about halfway through your sampler, you need to end your stitch and secure it. Back to the last stitch. It's not that straight that time, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to pull it up, and I could fix it right now and go back. Remember, on your project, you're not going to have lines. Okay, so again, I'm just teaching you with the lines. Up, back, up, from the back, and then I'm going to show you what mistake a lot of students do. Okay, so what some students do is they come up and they go back and they go and wrap around your sampler. You do not want to do that, or you're going to have to keep taking your sampler out. Keep saying in your head, go back to the last stitch. Again, I'm going right through where the last stitch ended. Come up and go back. So this is what would be used to make a straight line on a project. So in the 6th grade, this is going to be used on the bare paws. On the 7th grade project, you would have to choose this stitch to use somewhere on your project. Okay, so I'm running out of thread right now. So I need to say to myself, I need to end, or I'm going to have to take my whole stitch out. So this is the amount of thread that I have. I'm going to bring it back down to the other side, and I'm going to end and secure it. So there's that straight line again. So again, you need enough thread to end it. I'm going to say I'm going to have just enough thread. So just like any other stitch, you're going to end it. Go through small hairs or fibers. You don't want to go over here. You're going to go right where you left off. So go through a few fibers, up, over, and through your loop, and pull. I'm going to do it again. I have a piece of thread stuck from somewhere. Again, go through a small piece of felt or thread, up, over, and through your loop. One more time. Small piece, up, over, and it gets twisted sometimes. Just go through and you're all set. Then again, you're going to take your pair of scissors, cut, do not cut your knot. So there we go. I'm almost halfway through. So I actually may have to do this 3 times for the back stitch, but this is what you want. Nice and straight on the front as well as on the back.